Hello, my name is Trace. I'm from the state of Kansas, within the United States. I would like to introduce to you this channel consisting of English with a subtitle.
The Monkey King, a superhero tale of China, retold by Aaron Shepard from The Journey to the West. If you think Superman or Spider-Man has been around a long time, think about Monkey. He has been China's favorite superhero for at least 5 centuries. He's amazingly strong, he can fly, and he has a few tricks those other superheroes never heard of. And he's always ready to do battle with demons, dragons, sometimes even the gods. Monkey stars in The Journey to the West, an epic comic fantasy from the 16th century. The part retold here is about Monkey's origin and early career, and the one time he didn't come out on top. Prologue. From Out of Stone. Far across the eastern sea, on the island called the Mountain of Flowers and Fruit, a magic boulder had sat on the mountain's peak since the creation of the world. Bathed in the energies of earth and heaven, quickened by the light of sun and moon, the stone became fertile, and at last cracked open to release its young. From this stone egg emerged a full-grown monkey. As it gazed about and above, golden light shot from its eyes to the farthest reaches of heaven and earth. High above in heaven, the Jade Emperor, ruler of heaven and earth, was startled by the rays of light reaching his celestial throne. "See what's causing that," he ordered his chief minister, the spirit of the great white planet Venus. The great white planet went to look at the east gate of heaven and soon returned with his report. "Your Majesty, a stone has given birth to a monkey. The rays of light came from its eyes. But now that the monkey has taken food, the light is fading." The Jade Emperor sighed. "Only a monkey, is it? Well, we have important business here. A monkey is no concern of ours." Elsewhere in heaven, Lord Lao Tzu, Supreme Patriarch of the Way, was refining elixir of life, when just for a moment the golden rays penetrated his alchemy laboratory. "Such a powerful beam," murmured Lao Tzu in wonder. "The one who produced it will surely become an immortal." Far off in the Western paradise, the Buddha paused in his blessed discourse to his disciples as the rays of light shone into the temple hall. He closed his eyes a moment in silent meditation, then turned to Kuan Yin, most compassionate Bodhisattva and goddess of mercy. "A remarkable creature has been born, a monkey, yet not an ordinary one. I see he is destined to become an enlightened being, a true Buddha. Yet before he does, he will offer us no end of mischief." And so saying, he resumed his blessed discourse. The Birthday Quest. On the Mountain of Flowers and Fruit, in the heavenly cave of the Water Curtain, the island monkeys were feasting to celebrate the birthday of their king. But the Monkey King himself sat there gloomily. "What's wrong, Your Majesty?" asked an old gibbon. "Here I am, only 400 years old," said the Monkey King, "and I've already reached the heights of greatness. What is left to hope and strive for? What can be higher than a king?" "Your Majesty," said the gibbon carefully, "we have ever been grateful for that time 4 centuries ago when you hatched from the stone, wandered into our midst, and found for us this hidden cave behind the waterfall. We made you our king as the greatest honor we could bestow. Still, I must tell you that kings are not the highest of beings." "They're not?" said the Monkey King. "No, Your Majesty. Above them are gods who dwell in heaven and govern earth. Then there are immortals who have gained great powers and live forever. And finally there are Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who have conquered illusion and escaped rebirth." "Wonderful!" cried the Monkey King. "Maybe I can become all 3. He considered a moment, then said, "I think I'll start with the immortals. I'll search the earth till I've found one, then learn to become one myself." The very next morning, the Monkey King ordered a pine raft to be built and loaded with fruit for the journey. Then he took leave of his cheering subjects, floated downstream to the island's edge, and started across the great sea. Meeting the Master. On the mountain of heart and mind, the Monkey King stood before a double door in the mountainside. Beside it was a huge stone tablet carved in ancient characters. Divine Cave of the Three Stars. This is the place, said the Monkey King, right where the woodcutter told me. I just hope I look all right in these human clothes. He glanced down at what he'd gathered on his journey. Black boots, red robe, and yellow sash. Just then, when the doors opened and a young man peered out at him. You can't be the one, he exclaimed in horror. What one? Asked the Monkey King. My master, the Patriarch Subodhi, just mounted the dais to deliver the day's discourse. But instead of starting, he told me to open the door because someone had come who wished to study the way. That's me, said the Monkey King. You don't say, said the young man, laughing. Then come along. They walked down a stone corridor into a large chamber where 30 or 40 disciples faced a dais made of jade. Sitting cross-legged on the platform was a man who looked as old as heaven, yet strong and healthy. His flowing beard trailed away behind him. Master, cried the Monkey King, dropping to his knees and knocking his head on the floor, please accept this humble seeker as your disciple. Humble, is it? Said the Patriarch. We'll see about that. But tell me, what is your name? I have no name, Master, for I had no parents to give me one. I was born from a magic stone. Most unusual, said the Patriarch thoughtfully. Well, what if I name you Monkey? Master, what an ingenious idea. It fits me perfectly. Then Monkey it is, said the Patriarch. And for now you may stay and learn with the others, just as long as you keep out of trouble. So Monkey became a student of the way. Each day he studied scriptures, discussed doctrine, and listened to the discourse of the Patriarch. The rest of the time he swept the cave, helped in the vegetable garden and orchard, gathered firewood, and carried water from the stream. Days went by, then weeks, then months, then years. One day during the Patriarch's discourse, Monkey grew so excited that he could not contain himself. With his eyes closed, he got up on all fours and began leaping and turning. Stop that, roared the Patriarch. Monkey, why are you prancing about? Oh, forgive me, Master, said the Monkey. I was so happy to hear your words I danced without knowing it. Is that so? Said the Patriarch, looking at Monkey thoughtfully. You've been here 7 years now, I believe. Tell me, what branch of the way do you wish to learn from me? Master, said Monkey, you know how ignorant I am. Anything you want to teach me is fine. What if I teach you the way of the 72 changes? You'll then be able to turn yourself into anything you want. Wonderful, said Monkey. So the Patriarch whispered into Monkey's ear. For 3 months, Monkey practiced the techniques in private. Then one day, as he walked back from his chores in the orchard, the Patriarch came up to him. Monkey, how are you doing with those tidbits I taught you? Just fine, Master, said Monkey. I can now accomplish all of the 72 changes. But tell me, Master, will this make me immortal? Not likely, said the Patriarch. Then I beg you to teach me more. All right, said the Patriarch. What about cloud soaring? You'll then be able to travel quickly wherever you want. Marvelous, said Monkey. The Patriarch explained. When immortals or Buddhas or gods want to travel great distances, they ride on magic clouds. They rise to the cloud by stomping one foot, and stamping again to move the cloud forward. But you're built differently. So instead, let's try the cloud somersault. Then the Patriarch taught Monkey how to somersault high into the air, land on a magic cloud, and propel it across the sky with more somersaults. Another 3 months passed while Monkey practiced. Soon he could travel for hundreds of miles with each somersault. Then one day the patriarch paused in his discourse and addressed Monkey again from the dais. "Monkey, how are you doing with that little trick I taught you?" "Very well, master. But tell me, will this make me immortal?" "I should say not." "Then please, master, teach me more." The patriarch jumped from the dais and stalked angrily up to the monkey. "You greedy creature! Will you never be satisfied? Will you never stop demanding?" He thumped Monkey on the head 3 times. Then, with his hands held behind his back, he stomped into his private chamber and slammed the door. "Stupid ape!" yelled one of the disciples. "You've upset the master." "Yes," said another, "and who knows when he'll come out again." But Monkey just sat there grinning. Late that night, Monkey crept from the disciples' sleeping place, out the front door of the cave, and around to the back. There he found the patriarch's door left open a crack. "Come in, Monkey," came the patriarch's voice. Monkey slipped inside. In the candlelight, he saw the patriarch sitting cross-legged on his cot. The patriarch smiled. "I see you understood my secret signs." "Yes, master. I knew that hitting me 3 times meant to come here in the 3rd watch of the night, and holding your hands behind you meant to use the back door. I came just as you instructed." "In that case," said the patriarch, "it's your destiny to learn the way of immortality. Come close, my disciple, and hear the secrets of eternal life." And so the patriarch revealed his precious wisdom. But what he said must not be written here. For 3 years, Monkey practiced the secret techniques. His body grew hard and enduring and full of powerful energies. Then one day he was sitting with the other disciples outside the cave. "Monkey," said one of them, "what is that nonsense about the 72 changes? Can you really turn yourself into something else?" "I certainly can," said Monkey proudly. "We won't believe it till we see it," said another. "Then just watch this," said Monkey. He called out, "Change!" And there in place of Monkey stood a unicorn. "Bravo! Bravo!" yelled the students. They cheered and applauded as Monkey changed back and took a bow. Just then the patriarch Subodhi burst from the cave. "What's all this noise?" he shouted. "Don't you know that followers of the way never shout?" "We're sorry, master," said Monkey. "I was just showing them one of my changes." The patriarch turned white. "Away, all of you, except Monkey." When they were alone, the patriarch turned on his disciple. "Is that how you use your powers, to show off? Don't you realize the others will be jealous? They're sure to come and demand your secrets, and if you refuse, they may seek revenge." "Master, I'm sorry," said Monkey. "I didn't think." "Well, I won't punish you," said the patriarch, "but you're not safe here any longer, so you'll have to leave." "Master, where would I go?" said Monkey in alarm. "That's your business," said the patriarch, "but on your way you better pick up a magic weapon for protection. The Dragon King of the Eastern Sea might have something useful." "But master," said Monkey with tears in his eyes, "how can I leave without repaying all your kindness?" "Don't do me any favors," said the patriarch. "Once you're gone, you're bound to land in serious trouble. Just keep my name out of it, and don't you dare tell anyone you're my disciple." "Master, I promise," said Monkey. "Goodbye, master." Then he somersaulted into the air, landed on a magic cloud, and flew off. The Dragon King's Gift. At the bottom of the Eastern Sea, before the green jade palace of the Dragon King, Monkey marched up to a cowrie shell gate where a dragon captain stood guard. The captain stared in amazement. "I'm here to see the Dragon King," declared Monkey. "Tell him it's the Monkey King from the mountain of flowers and fruit. And be quick about it." "Yes, sir," said the captain, saluting smartly. In a few minutes, the captain was ushering Monkey into the throne room. "Welcome, brother," said the Dragon King stiffly. "How kind of you to pay this most unexpected visit." "Don't mention it," said Monkey. "Tell me, brother," said the Dragon King, "how did you gain the art of living underwater?" "I've studied the magic arts of the wave for many years," said Monkey. "In fact, that's why I'm here. Now that I'm an immortal, I need a magic weapon to match my abilities. Can you spare one?" "An immortal," remarked the Dragon King. "Well now, perhaps I can find one for you. Captain, bring out the scimitar of the waning moon." The captain fetched a large scimitar. Monkey took it and made a few passes at the air. "Too light, too light." The Dragon King laughed. "Brother, you must be joking. That scimitar weighs nearly 100 pounds. "It just doesn't feel right," said Monkey. The Dragon King looked somewhat alarmed. "Captain, bring out the battle axe of the noonday sun." The captain brought it out, and Monkey swung it a few times. "Still too light, way too light." Now the Dragon King looked really frightened. "Brother, that weapon is over 1,000 pounds. "I need more weight," declared Monkey. "Don't you have anything heavier?" "I assure you," said the Dragon King, "that's the heaviest weapon in the palace." Just then the Dragon Queen entered from a door behind the throne, bowed graciously to Monkey, then spoke low to the king. "This Monkey is no ordinary fellow. Perhaps you should give him the giant stamping rod in your treasury." "That old piece of scrap," whispered the Dragon King. "What could he do with it?" "That's his concern, not ours," hissed the Queen. "Just give it to him and get him out of the palace." The Queen bowed graciously to Monkey and took her leave. The Dragon King cleared his throat nervously. "I remember now that in my treasury is an iron rod once belonging to you the Great. He used it to pound down the beds of the rivers and seas in the time of the Great Flood. Perhaps it will meet your needs." "Bring it out and we'll have a look," said Monkey. "I'm afraid that's impossible," said the Dragon King. "It weighs 10 tons, and not one of us can lift it. We'll have to go ourselves to see it." The Dragon King led Monkey across a courtyard and into the treasury, then pointed out a pillar of black iron. It was 20 feet high and as thick as a barrel, and both ends were tipped with gold. As Monkey approached, the pillar began to glow. "It likes me," said Monkey. He examined the pillar closely and found characters inscribed near the bottom band. Monkey put both hands on the pillar and lifted it. The Dragon King gasped. "The weight seems right," said Monkey. "If only it were smaller." At once the staff shrank to 15 feet and became thinner too. "Wonderful," said Monkey. "It really is obedient. But even smaller would be nice." It shrank to 10 feet. "Almost there," said Monkey. 5 feet. "Perfect," said Monkey. He hefted the staff and declared, "It weighs the same as before." As they returned through the courtyard, Monkey tried some practice thrusts and parries. The Dragon King turned pale and jumped out of range. "Brother, please be careful." Monkey said, "I believe this little beauty will do anything I want." He called out, "Grow!" Both Monkey and the staff shot up to over 200 feet tall. "Take this and that," he shouted, swinging at an imaginary foe. The water swirled so furiously it nearly swept away the Dragon King. Then Monkey called, "Shrink!" Monkey and staff returned swiftly to normal height. "Smaller!" And the staff alone became the size of a needle. Monkey lodged it safely in his ear. He turned to the Dragon King, who was now trembling violently. "Thank you, brother. You've been a most gracious host." "Don't mention it," said the Dragon King, and with a leap and a somersault, Monkey was gone. Death's Domain. On the surface of the eastern sea, not far from the Dragon King's palace, Monkey landed lightly on a barren rock that jutted above the waves. Stretching himself out on it, he yawned and then studied the sky. "Now that I'm immortal, I think I'll fly up to heaven and become a god as well. But that's all after a good nap." He closed his eyes and quickly drifted into sleep. All at once Monkey felt himself jerked to his feet. Two men were clutching his elbows. One man had the face of a horse, the other had the head of an ox. Horseface held an official document, which he studied closely. "Is your name Monkey?" "That's right," said Monkey in a daze. "All right," said Oxhead. "Get moving." They started to drag him off. Stumbling once, Monkey happened to glance back. There he saw himself, still lying on the ground. They rounded the rock and started across a desolate plain. The sea was nowhere in sight. "Where is this?" he asked, "and how did I get here?" "He wants to know how he got here," snorted Horseface. "You got here the same way as everyone," said Oxhead. After a while they came to the wall of a city. Above the gate was an iron placard with characters inlaid in gold. "Demon Gate of the Land of Darkness." "Land of Darkness!" exclaimed Monkey at last, coming fully awake. "But that's the realm of Yama, Lord of the Dead. I don't belong here." "That's what they all say," said Horseface. "But I'm an immortal," protested Monkey. "I've gone beyond death." "Tell it to the judge," said Oxhead. "All right, I will," said Monkey, snatching his staff from its hiding place in his ear. "Grow!" he cried, and in half a moment he was swinging 5 feet of it. "We didn't mean it," cried Horseface, fleeing through the gate. "Can't you take a joke?" said Oxhead, racing after. Monkey followed them in, still swinging his staff. The demons of the city were terrified, and not one of them dared get in his way. By the time Monkey reached the Palace of Darkness, Lord Yama and the other 9 judges of the dead were waiting on the steps. "Sir, what seems to be the trouble?" asked Yama nervously. "The trouble?" said Monkey. "The trouble is you've brought me here." "But, sir, I assure you," said Yama, "you will be judged fairly and punished, re-educated, strictly according to your past deeds. Then when the evil you've done has been avenged, corrected, you'll be returned to the land of light for a brand new life." "I don't want to be reborn," said Monkey. "I don't want to die in the first place. Don't you realize I'm an immortal?" "An immortal?" said Yama in consternation. "There must be some mistake." "Exactly," said Monkey. "I demand to see the register of life and death." Yama led him into the Hall of Darkness, where a clerk dragged out several musty volumes. Monkey searched till he found his name. "Writing brush," commanded Monkey, and the clerk gave him one dipped in ink. Monkey blotted his name from the register. "That should do it," he said. "This is most irregular," protested Yama. "Tell it to the judge," said Monkey. He slammed the book shut and rushed out. Then he made his way back to the city wall, swinging his staff as he went. Just outside the gate, Monkey tripped and fell rolling. When he opened his eyes, he was back on the rock in the eastern sea. "Wonderful!" cried Monkey as he jumped to his feet. "Next stop, heaven!"